What's going on, people, and welcome today to a new one, and it is my current favourite NBA players. We are in the midst of the playoffs at the moment and I'm loving it. And there will be more basketball content coming on the channel, as I've said before. I've been slacking on it, so I need to get some more basketball content on the channel. So this is my current favourite top 10 NBA players. I'm going to be bringing other things into it soon, as I said. Number 10, LaMelo Ball. His brother was at Chicago Bulls, obviously. He's been injured for a time now. But from what I've seen of him since I've been getting back into basketball, I really like this kid. I think there's 3 or 4 of them brothers of the Ball family. But he is a baller, runs things at the Charlotte Hornets, and I think he will move teams to a bigger team at some point. Handles galore, can shoot from distance, can get to the basket. He's quick. He's even got like a mid-range at times. Fan of him, LaMelo Ball, number 10. Number 9, Jordan Poole. Currently 2-0 down to the Kings. Warriors against Kings in the playoffs. But Jordan Poole, for me, he's had a standout year. I think he's getting better and better. He's getting more responsibility put on his shoulders during games and for the team. I think he is that natural step-in replacement for when Curry is not fit. But he's also playing with Curry now. So I like him a lot. I think he's got confidence galore. You can see that when he plays. He believes in himself a lot. And he's another great distance shooter, three-point shooter. And he's a bit of an elegant player as well. Looks light on his feet and just makes it look pretty. So, big fan of him. Jordan Poole, number 9. Number 8, Jalen Brunson. Now, he's one of the ones I've come across like most recently in the last few months. I didn't really know about him until as he was leaving Dallas. And I know he was doing big things there, and it was a bit of a surprise to a lot of people when he left there. And he's gone on to get even better at the Knicks, winning the playoffs at the moment. And he's running things. Randall, obviously, another key component in that team, but Brunson is where it all runs through for me. I think if he's not there at the point guard position, it's not getting done. So Brunson, big fan of him. He's got a lot of grit about him, a lot of fight in him, a bit more of an old school type of player, and I love it. Number 8, Jalen Brunson. Number 7, big fan of this guy, and I think similar to LaMelo Ball, he will get a move to a bigger team at some point, and that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Unfortunately, dropped out of the playoffs recently to the Timberwolves. I actually predicted them to go ahead in the play-in game and win that to get into the playoffs, but unfortunately lost out to the Timberwolves. A fantastic player, and I think the Thunder have a good future, so he probably will stay there for a bit, but I could definitely see him at a bigger team as well. So big fan of him though, and I think he's going to be a future All-Star for a lot of All-Star years. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 7. Number 6, Donovan Mitchell. Doing big things at the Cavaliers. They thought he was going to go to the Knicks this year. They thought it was on the cards, but it didn't happen. And last minute, he went to Cavaliers. And I think he's had a fantastic season. He's had some injuries, but when he's been available, you can't replace him. Agile on the court, explosive, can get to the rim easily. He can pull up from distance. So, yeah, I think he's one of the hardest players in the league, though, driving to the basket and just being agile, even in the air as well. He's got a lot of athleticism, and I'm a big fan of him. Donovan Mitchell, number 6. Number 5, one of my favourite players in the league. Could have been lower on this list, but I had to respect the ones I put below him. Ja Morant. And Morant picked up an injury in the first game and is now going to miss the series and the rest of the season. So I do think it's the end of the road for the Grizzlies this year, but I think they'll be even stronger next year. They got a lot of talent in that team. I think that the likes of Bane, Morant, and several others in that team going forward, they're just going to get better. Big fan of him. It's a shame that it's ended this season like it has with an injury, but he reminds me of AI. And he's probably a bit more explosive than AI was, but in terms of like dunking ability and that, definitely. But he does remind me of AI, and AI, for those of you that know me and have seen my previous basketball videos, Allen Iverson is my all-time second favourite player ever. So, high praise, a big fan of this guy, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does next season. Ja Morant, number 5. Number 4, Dame Lillard. There's a lot of talk with him constantly about if he's going to stay at the Trailblazers, because He's not the youngest anymore, and he's definitely talented and deserves to get a ring, in my opinion. But is he going to go to a team that is going to give him a shot at winning a ring and a championship? I think he will move soon, but I'm not sure where he's going to go to. A lot of people would like to see him at the Knicks. I wouldn't mind seeing that myself, but obviously I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. I'd love to see him in Chicago, but I can't see that happening. But I do think he will move the Trailblazers soon and leave them, but he's been very loyal to them. It's just a shame that they haven't built and believed in the process and the project enough to give him the players around him to build and give a chance to win a championship. He was fantastic at the All-Star. Won the 3-point contest, which I predicted he would, and he did. And I thought he was really good in the game also as well. So a veteran, but still plays like he's in his youth and his passion. And I watched a podcast on him as well recently, and he's got that old school mentality of earning your stripes, and I love it. He's one of my favourites. Damian Lillard, number 4. Number 3, Kyrie Irving. With the Mavericks, obviously they didn't make the playoffs. A lot of people felt let down, and I'm not surprised because when he first went there with Doncic, they were a lot of people's favourites to win the whole lot, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So it's concerning, but he's got the experience and the know-how to get things done. Obviously winning with the Cavaliers in the past, with LeBron. He gets a lot of stick off the court and stuff, and he's probably not the easiest to manage, but in terms of just sheer ability and talent on the court, when he's on it, I think he's one of the best in the league, easily, and he's one of the hardest to stop. I think with him, it's kind of a mindset thing at times, and getting through that at clutch moments, can he perform, and sometimes he don't. In terms of sheer ability and just exciting to watch, that's why I've got him spot on the list at number 3, Kyrie Irving. Number 2, Jason Tatum. I think this guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame when he retires, which he's got so many more years ahead of him. I love what he's doing at the Celtics with Brown, with Marcus Smart. They got a talented team there. Brogdon coming off the bench and fill in. I think that they are my pick to win the title this year. Obviously, they missed out last year in the final to the Warriors. Probably let themselves down a bit in that series. I think at times in clutch moments he didn't always show up, and he's going to be hungry to prove the doubters wrong this season. And as I said, for me, they're my pick to win the title this year, and I hope that they do it, just to get some redemption and prove some naysayers wrong, because I think he's a hugely talented player. I think he's only going to get better, and look at what he did at the All-Star game as well. We properly showed out. So Jason Tatum, one of my favourites, number 2. And then at number 1, might be a bit of a boring one for people because a lot of people love him, but I've always liked him since I first saw him play. People idolise LeBron. I'm not a massive LeBron fan, hence why he's not on this list. I respect him, but he's not a GOAT in my opinion. But this guy is already, and I think he is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame and should be above LeBron for me, and that is Steph Curry. Obviously, they're struggling against the Kings. They're 2-0 down in the playoffs currently against them. But I wouldn't be surprised if they turn it around and win that series, even though I like the Kings a lot. They've got the experience, the know-how. They are the team in recent years to now to win that title. And what he's done is just evolutionise the game, evolve the game. Kids wanting his shirt, the amount of shirts he must sell as well, just to kids idolising him. And he's changed the game, as I said. People are shooting from, let alone half court, full court at some points, and it's because of him, and he's changed the narrative of the game. So many 3-point shooters now. The league, in terms of average score per game, has gone miles ahead of what anyone expected, because people are having to raise their game to deal with him and to compete in terms of sheer numbers. So for me, he's evolved the game for the better. He's probably the best shooter I've ever seen in terms of, especially 3-point and long-range shooting. I've never seen anyone do what he does. And the confidence and when he shoots and he's looking away because he knows it's going in and stuff. But he works at that. He works his arse off, in terms of pre-season, during the season. That don't all come by chance. And he works his socks off. And I don't think he gets the respect and the love that he should. People want to criticise him, but look at what he's done already. And he's not retiring yet. So I think before he retires, I could see him winning another 2 or 3 championships. So I know that they might go out this year at current moment, but they've got to know how to win titles in the recent past as well. And I think in terms of overall points, when it's all said and done, he's going to be top 2 or 3, and for a long time, if not number 1. Steph Curry, number 1 of my current top 10 favourite NBA players. Hope you enjoyed the list, guys. I will be back soon with some more NBA content. Anyone's welcome here. It's not just a football channel, it's a sports channel. It's majority football, but I am a big basketball fan. I grew up playing it, and I'm pretty good myself. Any basketball fans are welcome. Come and let me know who your team is. Even if your team's not in the playoffs right now and you're just looking forward to next season, let me know. Come and join the community, and I'll see you guys soon.